What's good, Footy Culture fam? My name is Matthews, aka Matt, aka Mattozinho. Today, people, today, coming at you with another episode of the Footy Culture Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Once again, joined by the lads, Cristoforo,
Hey.
Zinho,
I'm here nearly every week, man. Keep
Good.
introducing me though.
cleanup crew.
What's up?
It's always new
on?
viewers.
burnt up crew right now.
Burnt up. Speak for yourself, brother.
I'm burnt
Speak
right
for
now.
yourself, brother.
But speaking of fire, I want to talk about a certain young player. So, rumors of Ansu Fati leaving in the summer are becoming increasingly prevalent. With that being said, the vacancy of the number 10 will be there. And with that also being said, rumors are saying then 18-year-old Yamal will be the one occupying the legendary number 10 jersey. Do we think this is the right fit for him, or should he make the number 19 his own?
Make the number 19 your own. Why would you want to? For me, yeah, number 10 is like the most fascinating number in football.
Fascinating.
It is. But someone that's like a generational talent, I feel like you got to have your own number. Like, I know Figo had 7 when Ronaldo had 7, but he took 7 to the next level. How is how is Messi? How is Yamal going to take number 10 to the next level?
So what other generational talents have made numbers their own?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you, but I would like to see a generational talent make a number of their own. Like Balotelli, 45. I guess that's one right there.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, when you think of 45, who's 45?
He's like the only player that ever wore like 45.
Exactly. So you made.
I have a
his own.
question for you though, Spatty. Since we're talking about it, if you were to join a new team, what number would you want?
I would want 10, but
So then, what are you asking?
yeah, but I'm saying I would like to see him have a number of his own.
You make the 10 your own. The 10 at Barcelona is a prestigious number. You know what Messi has done with that number, and getting that, like putting that on you, having that mantle, like to wear the number 10 is also like a privilege. We all thought Ansu Fati when he got it was gonna be the next thing. So I don't think you just give a number 10 to anyone. All because maybe Ansu Fati isn't ready yet. Who do you give it to? Danny Olmo, Rafinha. You rather have Rafinha over Lamine Yamal? Lamine Yamal's gonna be there for the rest of his life.
Yeah, but like
Knock on wood. You give him the 10 now. Why would you give
Rafinha's
it to
there
later?
for another 5 years. You give him the 10.
Why would you even do that though? What's the point of that?
Yamal's gonna keep the 19.
No, that's the dumbest.
A lot of people said that the number 10 was too much pressure on Fati, and he couldn't perform because of the weight on his shoulders of that number.
I think what Lamine has showed us already this season: Champions League, Euros, trophies, and trophies, big games, scoring goals. Even last game, we saw him score. He's starting to make his signature move now.
Moving like Robin with those kind of goals, bro.
Yeah, cutting in and shooting outside the 18 every time, going top left, bottom left. It's a signature move now. So pressure, like that saying goes, what pressure? There is no pressure. I mean, Yamal is at that moment, bro. Look at the guy. After every game, he's already posting something. He's always, every time after a game, he's in a conference, he's always got something to say. I don't feel no pressure. Until I lose, I'm not gonna act different. And bro, this guy's been winning his whole life. At 17, turning 18, man. You give Lamine Yamal a 10. There's no one else.
There is, but
Who?
Raf or Pedri, low key.
Oh my,
Bro!
okay. Oh my God.
You guys are crazy, man.
You said no one else. There are
There
other
is no
people.
one else
Yeah, but-
that deserves it.
Sure.
It's
No.
someone has to take the 10 eventually.
yeah.
Why would you not give it to Lamine Yamal?
I'm not saying not to.
But it's only in due time. He's gonna have it eventually. Why not now? You're talking about pressure. Man, he left pressure a long time ago in the Barrio. He left it back there.
In the 304?
Yeah, he left it back in the Barrio. He said that himself. So I think he'll be good. I think he deserves it.
What if he doesn't want it?
He does.
How do you know?
He wants it, bro.
How do you know?
He wants it, man.
Bro, he's following Messi steps. He took 19. Now he's gonna take 10.
Maybe he wants 11.
He's
for
not going
Neymar.
11.
Is it Neymar his idol?
So what? Who's 11 right now? Is it Rafa?
Rafinha.
Exactly. So keep him with 11. What's wrong with
Rafinha
that?
gets 10, he gets 11.
Nah, bro.
Why would they
that's
do
too much.
that?
Too much swapping
That's
around.
too much
why would he not
logistically.
want his idol's number?
Neymar wore 10 for Brazil.
Okay, yeah,
Neymar,
but
what
Ne-
Neymar? What,
11's
if
his number,
Messi
though.
wasn't there, what number would Neymar want?
Probably 10.
10. Exactly.
But
What
he's
number
on
did he have at
11 type play, man.
PSG? What number does he have at Santos now? It's 10.
Yeah,
Everyone
well,
wants
he had
10.
11 at Santos before.
Yeah, because someone had a 10 before.
He seems more. He's an 11 type player to me.
NGR 11.
That ain't it anymore.
Yeah, he ruined it
How?
by making it 10. He should just kept 11 his whole career.
But does it hit LY10?
No.
LY.
LY10.
Oh, Lamine Yamal.
Doesn't really have a ring to it.
I think the initials can't really like have a
Yeah.
ring with any kind of number.
Yeah.
LY19.
Just because
it
it's
does.
saying it. Think so?
Yeah.
LY19 does.
LY19.
I don't know.
Nah, bro, you're crazy.
It does. It goes way better than LY10. Yeah.
It doesn't matter, man. You guys are overthinking it.
I don't
You
know,
what? You don't want him to have the number 10 just like for the sake of like giving it to someone else?
No,
What?
I want him to
Oh,
have a career.
Rafinha should get the 10. Why? just so Lamine doesn't like.
No, I
You're-
said I
you're
want him to
giving-
have a career at the number 19 with the number
He's
19.
a Barca hair. He just
But
wants the
10 is
worst.
the most important number in soccer.
Yeah, you're right.
Pele, Maradona, Messi, Yamal. It's
Who else?
next in line at Barcelona.
Okay, so
And look, you're talking about Ansu Fati, man. Ansu Fati was never as good as Lamine Yamal. Never. I don't care what anyone says. He broke a couple like young appearance records, but he was never this good.
He's
yeah,
a
but
goal
for the
scorer.
circumstances that was going on for him, he was next in line.
Of course, he was scoring a couple game winners. Messi posted a photo with him, giving him a hug. They had the same agent. It was just a marketing play, He had a couple injuries which set him back, but he was never this good. Like, he was never a jewel coming out of La Masia. He was right place, right time kind of thing. Team was in the dumps, and he flourished. But come on, he wasn't winning the Euro at 16.
Okay, but speaking of marketing play, if Yamal does get the number 10 for next season, will that be the most sold jersey in football?
For sure. Yeah, it's gonna break all the records. You put that Lamine Yamal 10 with the BTS on the shirt next season for El Clasico, man, that's going triple platinum.
Yeah, you're
10 times platinum.
Really?
No cap. Or you put T Swift on it?
Okay, if it has T Swift, it's done.
You think that'll sell more than like Mbappe from Madrid?
If it has T Swift on it, yeah.
No, like I'm just saying like regular kit, like no,
Mbappe
no
what, like
special
with a
edition.
different number?
Mbappe 9. I'm just saying
Oh.
like his kit in general. You think that it would sell more or less than
More than Mbappe.
Especially if he's like on the road to a Ballon d'Or.
yeah.
He will win the Ballon d'Or. He's going back to back.
That's what I'm saying. He's on the road to a Ballon d'Or.
Back to back.
No cap, bro. Spain's gonna win the World Cup.
Probably.
You might be cooking there.
They're not winning the World Cup, man.
Yeah, they are.
Brazil are, bro.
Brazil are
always
winning the World
it,
Cup.
bro.
With
You're
Ancelotti?
saying that with that jacket?
with your favorite foreign manager Ancelotti?
He's not even the coach.
Huh?
Doesn't even happen.
Yeah, it is.
What are you
It's
talking about?
confirmed, bro.
It's not
It's been
confirmed.
Yes,
confirmed.
it
Why?
is.
I think it's confirmed.
It's not
now.
a
His first
confirmed.
call up.
Literally
His
confirmed.
first call up's next week.
Yeah.
Actually?
Yeah.
It got-
Where
it got-
have you been?
Bro.
No, I swear.
This
Like
guy
it,
even watch
it happened-
soccer?
Like it didn't happen anymore.
Yeah, I got reconfirmed though.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
They're already talking about Kaká being his assistant coach.
Yeah.
Where you been?
No, because I saw didn't get like got canceled, and then I guess it got reconfirmed. Kaká's the assistant. What does he know about coaching?
He's been doing his coaching badges.
Okay. We'll see how he is.
And he can-
What does he know about football, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
no,
he can
but
speak the language. so-
Knowing football and coaching is a little bit
Yeah,
different.
for
though.
sure. You gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, as an assistant, I think he'll be fine.
And you can see Kaká has an eye for the ball. Like you can see he can.
Got an eye for the
do-
ball.
Nope.
He can do something. He can do something.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a lot of players that have an eye for the ball.
Yeah.
Mm.
I
Not
don't-
Pirlo,
really.
not good. Xavi,
But the best
good.
managers are midfielders, and that's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
I mean, nah. Yeah.
Goalkeepers are pretty solid managers.
name.
Carmen Isako.
Talking about world stage.
Like what he's done for the Canadian game.
Okay, but name another one.
The fact that it's taking this long.
Yeah,
Alright,
your time's
next.
up, buddy.
Oh.
It's midfielders every day of the week, bro.
Yeah, I think it's.
Okay, you
mostly
put me on the
midfielders.
spot.
Arteta, Pep,
This guy said Arteta.
Ancelotti.
He's cheeks.
Yeah, Arteta's a rough one to start with.
You
Xavi,
started with that one?
He's going from A to Z.
Zizou,
Zidane. There you go, bro. Best gaffers are midfielders
Coleman.
Carlo.
because
Did you say
they're
Carlo?
the players with the highest IQ on the team. Typically the sixes.
Okay. Okay. But goalkeepers know how to run football clubs. They make good sporting directors.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I was talking about gaffers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Like who? Van der Sar?
Van der Sar, Andoni Zubizarreta.
Okay.
That's all I got right now.
Nice.
I didn't come
It's,
prepared
it's a
with
pretty
these 'cause
solid list of names.
I
all
didn't
things
come
considered.
prepared with this
Doesn't
because
Czech
like
Yeah.
do something for Chelsea too?
he's a hockey goalie.
Yeah, he's a hockey goalie.
Oh, actually.
What's
Yeah.
Buffon doing?
Nothing right now.
He'll be there soon. Him and Chiellini, they get the boys back together.
They're getting Chiellini, Bonucci, and Barzagli next year.
But-
Jeez.
With Lamine Yamal getting the number 10, I think Nike generationally fumbled by not sending him a deal before Adidas swooped in.
I like that.
They fumbled.
Maybe they did.
Yeah, but clearly it wasn't good enough because
Maybe
he chose Adidas.
Maybe Yamal likes Adidas.
No, he
and-
doesn't. He was rocking Nike before, and Neymar's his idol.
Eh.
He made his debut in
Nikes.
Superflies
Yeah,
in
Superflies.
Mercurials.
Yeah, I guess.
I think they fumbled, especially since Barca's a Nike team. If they had Lamine Yamal as their star athlete along with the Nike kid, it would have went hand in hand. They didn't have that luxury with Messi because Messi was an Adidas athlete. Nike fumbled, man.
Nike have been like low key kind of dropping off. Like you see like these ads with like Jude, like even with Yamal, like what Adidas are doing with these players now. Pretty
Yeah.
cool stuff, bro.
Well, because Nike's taking this weird route where they're dropping some of their star athletes. Like they have a very tight roster right now. Who are the faces of Nike football right now? It's only Vinny and Rodrigo. Who else? Talking about face.
Isn't Mbappe?
You think they got something planned?
No, sorry, I meant Vinny and Mbappe. Sorry, Rodrigo's already leaving to Puma, I believe. But like face, it's only
Haaland.
Vinny and Mbappe.
Haaland. Like,
He doesn't have a signature boot.
That's true.
He's a move away.
I mean, do you need more than like two like mega
Yeah,
stars
but like
as
we,
your
we look
face?
at like a few years back. You had Kri,
Okay, well, yeah.
you had
These guys are-
Neymar.
These guys are getting older now. You need to bring in the young guys.
Yeah, but they're not making a lot of signings.
Maybe they're waiting. They're
Oh.
gonna do
For
something
what
big.
though?
Maybe.
Like we see it with other sports. Basketball, for example. You got Kyrie signature boot, LeBron signature boot, KD signature boot. Who else?
Edwards.
Edwards is on Adidas.
Oh, I thought you were just talking about signature
I'm
boots.
talking Nike.
The Melo,
Wow.
oh Nike.
Paul George, Giannis.
Paul George, like, and that's one league with like, right there is more than signature boots in soccer.
Yeah, it's maybe a
And
little
you have so
overkill
many-
though.
and you have so many more players in football.
Yeah, but no
that
one
I
cares
think are
about like
good.
some of those players' shoes.
Nah. What? PG's one of the best-selling Nike shoes, and he's not even that good.
No, he was elite back in
Kobe's
the
too.
The
like-
one of the best-selling Nike shoes right now is Sabrina ones.
Really?
The WNBA player. NBA
Actually?
players are rocking them
Damn, I didn't know that.
day.
Really?
Carpenter.
because they look like Kobe, so a lot of people rock them. But
Fair enough.
yeah, like I think they fumbled generationally, and they're gonna regret that for years to come.
Talk
They have
about-
something planned though.
Talk about Nike too. Like even not even just players, leagues like Puma is now La Liga. I swear they also Nike lost the Premier League as well. I think Premier League's now Puma as well.
Mhm.
And they also lost like teams like Liverpool's Adidas now. That's a big team to lose. Nike is fumbling like in general. I don't know what they're trying to do. Like maybe they're cutting back on costs. But yeah.
There's no way. They got something planned. They're gonna be doing something.
Maybe come World Cup.
Yeah, I feel like they're
Well,
waiting. on
Adidas has that
something.
too, right? Adidas been World Cup since it started.
Because if they end up doing like a total 90 something with total 90, I feel like something's gonna. There has to be. They're gonna have a signing. They're gonna sign someone. They're gonna have a signing that's gonna be with this total 90. They're gonna give him a boot.
Well, is it
Like right now, Kamavinga is the face of Total 90. Like,
crazy?
No, they're gonna have to sign someone else.
They love Madrid, huh?
They're gonna have to sign Yildiz. Make him the face of total 90.
Yildiz.
crickets right now.
Give him the face of total 90, and then
Said Yildiz,
that's
bro.
it.
I think Nike are like relying more so on the nostalgia factor now,
Yeah.
because like you see them like dropping like rehashes of like older boots, and like that's what really gets the customers.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
not really doing anything like kind of new and like bringing in like other athletes, new athletes and stuff like that. You know?
Even like if you're talking about like we're talking about forwards, even midfielders, Pedri, Bellingham, Adidas. Okay, what's the first name that comes to mind? That's Nike, midfielder.
I don't know. To
I
be honest,
don't
I don't really follow that too much.
KDB.
Keep it a stack.
Yeah,
The
he's-
Nike?
Yeah, but that's like he's older too. There's no young player.
I'm sure there is, but can't really think of it right now. You know?
Well, you look 10 years back, Nike had Barcelona. They still do, but they also had the biggest team in Italy, Juventus, and they had the biggest team in England, Manchester United. They lost those two. And they had Portugal, who was one of the biggest national teams. They lost them to Puma after like a 20-year deal. I don't know how that happened. Nike, they better have something up their sleeve because they're kind of falling up. And I'm a Nike athlete too, so I'm trying to see new boots.
Yeah, facts.
I'm trying to
an
get
Adidas athlete.
inspired.
I'm okay. I'm an Adidas athlete right here.
Maybe a JLM boot coming out.
Like,
JL.
like I'm trying to get like. There's no Nike balls inspiring me right now. I'm trying to get inspired.
Facts.
Jeez.
Aren't you too old, bro?
What do you,
To get inspired.
what? You can never be too old to dream.
Facts.
Shit, I guess.
Anyways, I just mentioned Portugal losing their Nike deal to Puma. Another young talent, Cristiano Jr., made his debut for Portugal U15s, and I gotta say, he's cheeks. He looks bad.
Definitely some nepotism going on in that call up for sure.
Didn't he score a brace?
Yeah, don't. Maybe he just had a bad first game. His second game was a lot better than his first.
You were tapped in like that?
I watched a little bit of his highlights. I'm not gonna watch the game. I watched the highlights. First game, yeah, you could tell like he looked off. This guy's touches was off. He was trying to shield the ball. The guy just body him. He looked off. But hey,
What position does he play?
on the wing. He's a big boy though.
Yeah,
Compared to
he's
like
tall.
all the other kids, he's huge. But yeah, so he should be bodying people like
Those
easily.
test tube genetics, bro.
But yeah,
I mean-
I think he's got a lot of potential still. He's still young.
Well, look, a lot of people said, did he deserve a call up? His name being on that sheet is taken away from someone else who maybe deserved it. Is he, one of the best Portuguese U15 players in the world, or is he only getting called up because he's Ronaldo's son?
The answer is obvious. Nepotism
No,
is
no.
sure and rampant.
Man, if he's
In all
if he's
aspects of
producing,
life.
He just carried them against.
Carried
They
them.
won 3-2. He scored 2 of the goals.
Bro, in that first game, someone had like 4 goals, I swear. One of the
No,
Jits.
They won like 2-0 the first game.
Must have been another game then.
Yeah, no.
Someone had like 3 or 4 goals.
I think they won 2-0 the first game. Then they won 3-2 the second game.
yeah. I also think U15s aren't that serious. I feel like you usually just like call up everybody, just rotate,
probably a big
try to
squad.
see who you have, and then you go from there. Like, I don't know if he's scoring. I'm sure he's gonna keep getting called up,
No, yeah.
right? And if he's not good, eventually he's gonna get to a level where it's clear that he's not good enough, and he'll stop getting called up.
Yeah, Ronaldo said it himself. Do you see him becoming you? He says he can. He has the skill, but does he have the drive? He goes, I don't know. Because I guess he doesn't have the drive at home. He doesn't want to do it. Sometimes doesn't want to train. But if he ends up getting the work rate of his dad, he'll get there.
It's impossible, bro. When you're given everything in life on a gold platinum spoon, there's no motivation like that. There's no hunger to succeed, to want to be the best. 'Cause you had life so easy. You don't know what it's like to struggle.
Yeah, true. I agree with that. Especially, I feel like him going to Saudi for a little bit kind of ruined him a little bit.
Yeah, that's definitely stunting his growth too. Because like, what are the like U15
Yeah, there's
academies and stuff looking like in Saudi?
There's no
Definitely not the same as Europe.
Because when he was at Juve, yeah, I'm sure like it wasn't that hard either, but because he was scoring like 4 or 5 goals a game. But I'm sure like the training facility and everything was a lot better, and it was easier to grow as a player in like that kind of system. Or when he was I can't remember if he was at Madrid for a little bit or United. I think he was in the United system for a little bit too. But when he went to Saudi, it's gonna stunt you a little bit.
But what do you expect the father to do? Because obviously, as a father, you want to be in your child's life still. You're moving because that's your job. Why are you gonna leave your son training at Juventus or Madrid or Man United, and then lose that father son experience?
You literally can't. He's just too young to leave.
Saying. So who you blaming in this situation? The best thing you can do is get your son the best trainers possible. Bring them to Saudi Arabia or wherever in the Middle East.
The best trainer possible is Ronaldo.
Exactly. There you go.
I don't know, bro.
He's probably whipping him and
Yeah.
whipping his
It's
ass.
hard. I mean, I wish him the best. Like, he's definitely got a different build than Ronaldo. That's for sure.
No, he has a pretty similar,
Similar build,
He's
yeah.
tall. His dribbling's like pretty similar too.
Mhm.
I like he has like that. He's always on his like tippy toes. It looks like when he plays.
Yeah.
But Nah, he's a good player. He's a good player.
Okay, so do you guys think he's ever gonna make it to the top 5 leagues?
If it's based on ability, probably not. Like if he could actually develop, then who knows? But how often do we see elite professional athletes' kids perform to the same or somewhat kind of the same level?
Thuram,
Both of them.
both
Yeah,
of them.
yeah, but I think like
not often,
making
though.
it to the top 5 leagues, like you can do that. Like,
Yeah, I think Juve was
like
one
even if you look at like
100%.
Zidane's kids, like didn't
Yeah.
both of them play technically in a top 5 league? Like they weren't stars, but they
one
played,
still does.
right?
I think he's a goalie.
Erling Haaland, one of the best strikers ever.
Well, his
Wouldn't
dad
say
wasn't
Erling
like an
Haaland's
elite
better than his dad
talent.
ever was.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I'm saying. So, like, who knows?
No, but I'm saying like
yeah. And Matt was saying
Pele's
like how
kids.
often you
What
see.
what do they
Well,
do?
that's the thing. You're
Maradona's kids.
comparing. It's a different situation. Like, no one's gonna be better than Ronaldo.
No, but I'm saying
Messi's
like
son's not gonna be better than Messi.
the elite of the
be.
elite, their kids won't ever be as decent. They won't be a fraction of what their fathers
Lily
were.
Thuram was a good player.
I'm,
He's a
talk-
legend.
I'm talking about
Yeah.
the best of the best.
He is the
Thuram
best.
is
of
Like
the-
R9, his kid
So
didn't
I'm
do
saying
anything.
you're talking about the
Yeah.
best of
That's
the
what-
best. No one, bro.
That's what I'm bringing up though.
Of course not.
It's also like a very small sample
It's a
size.
super small
Yeah. Is it
sample
though?
size. You think Maradona, Cruyff, like all those kids? Definitely not. Those are the best of the best, man.
Does Maradona even know his kids? Like, did he ever know his kids? Because I never
don't know.
actually heard of like his kids.
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I know his grandson or
That's something.
Aguero's son. Apparently he's supposed to be really talented. He's
Not that good.
Apparently he's good. I heard he was good.
Like
not
bro,
like that.
Messi's kids won't be 10% of him.
You don't
Of course
think?
not,
I'm hearing that they're balling out.
bro.
Nah.
I don't know what age they are. I think he's
But
what,
dude,
13?
comparing it to Messi, it's like
That's
Yeah,
what
but
I'm saying.
he's 13,
impossible,
though.
right?
He's still
Like-
really young.
if they make it to top 5 leagues, I think that's a success.
Okay,
But-
will Cristiano Jr. be a star?
Probably not.
Like, what's a star? Like top 10 in the world? Is that a star?
No, like a
No.
star player in whatever league he's in
Yeah.
the top 5 leagues.
It's too early to tell, bro. Like
No.
we're judging it off of 2 clips from 2 games that
Yeah,
we've seen. We're
U15s.
not watching him like that, you know?
You know what? He reminds me of he's gonna be like Maldini's son. He's gonna be like just a good player in a top 5 league. He's not gonna be an all-star. He's just gonna be just a good player.
Okay, so but what's stopping him from being a star?
Honestly, I think he has to be his dad too much. He's trying to be like him too much. I think his dad's trying to shape him like him too much, and I think that's gonna hinder him because it's not giving him the freedom to express himself because he wants to be like his dad. If that makes sense. You guys
Yeah,
confused?
that makes sense.
Picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah, that's what I think. At
So
least.
do you think like it'll be too much pressure for him to make it to that top level?
For sure, bro. You're Ronaldo's kid, man. Of course there's going to be pressure.
Yeah, and I think like playing like a similar position as well probably doesn't help because like if you think about like let's say Maldini or even Thuram, even Haaland, like all those players are playing a different position than their dad,
Yeah.
right? Because Thuram was mainly a defender, the Thuram kids, midfielder and a striker, winger, right? Even if you think of Maldini, right? He's more of like an attacking mid than a defender, right? So it's like you don't have necessarily like a direct comparison. But if he's trying to go and be like a left wing striker, he's going to be compared all the time to Ronaldo.
Yeah.
So it's going to make it a lot more difficult, I think, even just from like a pressure standpoint.
But what would be worse? Him playing the same role as his father, or he coming to his father and saying, "You know what, Dad, I want to be a left back, center back."
I
Wow.
think it's kind of late at
That
this
would be
stage.
crazy.
He's got the size.
No, I don't think it's
No.
too late.
No, but I'm saying that would be even crazier. Your father's one of the best wingers in the world
Yeah, but-
ever, and you want to be a center back.
But at the
Depends
end
what
of the
their
day, like
coaches
it's,
want with him.
yeah, it's,
like I find it more acceptable as like these fathers are like defenders, and their son wants to be like an attacker. Okay, that's cool.
no, but like maybe the coach sees that he has like the ability to play a different position better. Like maybe it just suits his strengths better, right? Like he's never going to be the exact same as his father, right? In terms of like skills, right? Like
Yeah, I wanted to bring up since we're talking about players and their kids. Do you guys remember Fletcher from United? Darren Fletcher. He has 2 sons. I believe I don't know if they're twins or a year apart. One was the U18 captain of Scotland. One was the U19 captain of England. So
Damn.
they're also the most highly rated prospects in the United Academy as well.
mm,
So I think they played mid as well. So they went for their dad's position. They could go on to be United legends. I think that's
Yeah, it's a big if, right?
They're probably gonna be better than their dad, realistically, from what they are right now.
So what other
Ah.
players were better than their fathers?
Well, Haaland, the two Rams, who knows? They're still pretty young.
I feel like most of them you don't really
Nas.
know as often, right? Like I feel like a lot of times like there's usually you know more about the father, right, in those situations because they'll bring it up like, oh, he's this so and so's kid. But if the father was never really good to start with, they barely get talked about like as much. I feel like there's plenty of
Thiago
options.
Alcantara,
Yeah, I was gonna say
Who's his dad?
Mazinho.
94 World Cup winner.
Right, but again,
Busquets,
like like
his
these
dad
guys
was a goalie.
exactly, but no one talks about it because like their dad wasn't like a superstar, right? So no one's gonna bring it up because like no one really knows who that is. But in these situations here, like people know who these superstars are, so obviously they're gonna bring it up all the time and make those comparisons. But I don't know.
It's like the Ayew brothers. Like I didn't know that their dad was right.
Abedi Pele,
Oh, Abdi Pele, yeah.
Yeah.
Ray was someone else.
Ray
Who's
Phillips.
Oh, Ray Phillips.
Ian
yeah.
Wright. Okay, what about a dad and son who were almost at the same level? I'll say Daley Blind and his dad Danny,
Yeah.
Ajax legend, captain of Ajax, and
How
Daley
about-
Blind had a great career.
I was gonna say the Schmeichels, but one Schmeichel was a lot better than the other.
I think they're both like pretty decent, like realistically, like
Okay,
Casper wasn't as good.
okay. So how about this? Let's say Cristiano Jr. goes on to be like great player, superstar, win some league titles with a top team, goes to play for Portugal, does great for Portugal. Does that help boost Ronaldo's Senior's legacy?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Because he shaped them.
Not even that he shaped them, but I
Yeah.
think people will just talk about him for longer, so his name will just remain relevant for longer, right? Like I think you even see it nowadays, like all these players from like other eras who were, the best of that era. People only really talk about them now, like if they get brought up, right? But if Ronaldo has a son playing for like another 20 years, then he's going to remain relevant for another 20 years longer, right? Because people are always going to talk about him still. So I think just that like additional relevance is going to help boost his name even further. Like if Messi's kids just stop playing football and Messi just kind of goes ghost, people will talk about him less, right? It's just kind of naturally how it happens, right? Like I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, that's pretty spot on. Makes sense.
Okay. How about if Ronaldo Jr. goes on to win a World Cup with Portugal and plays a pretty significant part in that? Does that make Ronaldo's name a little bit worse because
No.
you didn't do that for Portugal?
No, I don't think so because realistically speaking, like maybe we're seeing like another golden generation for Portugal. Like I'm hearing a lot of good things about a lot of these young Portuguese talents that are coming up, and maybe it's just more of a thing like kind of right place at the right time for him, right? Like
But you could say that Ronaldo's played with like two different golden generations for Portugal. He only got a Euro out of it.
Euro's not bad, all things considered, right? Like I mean, realistically speaking, like you can't really like man, like how many attempts did it take Messi to win a World Cup, right? Like it takes a lot sometimes to even get there, right? So it's a big achievement. Obviously, it would be great for his son to do it, but I don't think it necessarily puts a hindrance on Cristiano's legacy because like he did what he could, right? Like did what he could.
I mean, I
0 knockout goals in World Cup.
I
In
mean,
5 World Cups.
yeah, man, it happens, man. Like
If you're the best player in history, some say.
no, I don't agree he's like the best player in history, but like
A lot of
it
people say that.
happens sometimes. Like you don't show up.
Who else has
in
that
those
happen to
games.
though?
Huh?
Who else has that happen to?
Well, man, you can say the same thing. Oh, what if Neymar's kid goes on to win a World Cup? Does that affect his legacy because he didn't win a World Cup with Brazil?
I'm not talking about that.
No, that's what I'm saying. That was the question.
But you're changing up on my question by
How?
asking another
What?
question.
What was your question?
What was your question again?
Should have paid attention.
He doesn't remember his question.
This guy,
You
bro.
remember no question?
Was it about the knockout
No,
goals?
because you're
Like,
saying,
who
oh, it
scored knockout
happens in
goals?
terms of big players not scoring goals in World Cup knockout games.
But
Yeah.
but that's the thing. He is only talking about World Cups. What happened in Champions League? What did Ronaldo do there?
That's not what I'm talking about, though.
But I'm bringing a different topic. You're saying that all because Ronaldo couldn't do in World Cup. Okay, but he's done things in other tournaments.
I'm not saying he hasn't.
Yeah, it's probably a smaller sample size. Like how many knockout games has he played?
I don't know, at least 10 probably.
You think he's
more
played
than
10?
He's probably played more than
At
10. But he's
least
been
10.
around for a long time, man.
You
Played
think
in
he's played
5 World Cups.
10 knockout games?
Well, World Cup?
Yeah.
Well, he played 3 in 2006, He played
3 in 2006.
yeah
Yeah, they went far.
because they went to the semis. He,
Oh, round of 16 you're including. Yeah, okay.
yeah
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
a knockout game.
You're right.
He played 1 or 2 in 2010. He played no knockout games in 2014. 2018, they played 1. And 2022 played 2.
Might be less than 10.
Damn, this guy's
That might be less than 10.
Wikipedia.
Yeah.
That's crazy that you remember.
Either
that.
way, one of the best
Yeah.
players in history can't score one, just one.
Yeah, but you know what, man? Like, realistically speaking, like, those knockout games are usually they're usually low scoring, right? A lot of those knockout games. They're usually a lot more of a defensive battle. No team wants to give anything up, right? Like, I don't know.
Sounds like Cope to me.
Well, I don't know. I'm not defending Ronaldo. Like, I'm not like a huge Ronaldo glazer, but like, I'm just saying, like, I'm sure it's obviously it's an unfortunate stat, but like,
But you said
It
it
is what it is.
happens.
it does. It happens.
Like
Dude. It happens all the
who
time.
else
man.
has happened to?
I don't know, man. I don't have the stats like ready to go.
It's
but
like
like,
Suarez never scoring in a Champions League knockout.
yeah,
He has.
I thought he has 0.
He just has a bad away game record.
yeah.
for
Some
Barca.
some players just thrive in different environments, man. You can say the same thing, like, oh, R9 never performed in the Champions League,
He did.
never won.
Didn't play a lot
Does
of
that
games.
does that affect his legacy?
Didn't play many.
Okay, whose fault is that?
Yeah,
Like,
Well,
should've played
the
more.
Format,
Situation.
the
Should've played
format of
more.
the competition.
should have played more.
Because there's
man.
only the champions that played in the Champions
So be a
League.
champion.
Be a champion, yeah.
Not my
Win the
fault.
league title and go play in Champions League.
Tough.
No, I think it's one. It happens, man. It happens.
Hey,
But
like-
his son didn't do anything, so he's okay. He's safe.
I mean, at the end of the day, Ronaldo has a Euro, so like, it's also a good thing.
But
he
do
coached
people
it.
really
He coached
remember it as Ronaldo's Euro?
Yes.
Because it was Eder getting that
No,
final
you
goal in the
think
final.
people remember Eder scoring
one
that more
cares
than
about
Ronaldo
Eder.
winning it?
I think more people
Get out of
remember
my
Ronaldo
face.
like this on the sidelines.
Get out of
Nah.
my face if you think. Go ask a random person right now.
Who scored in the
Who scored
final?
the final?
It's more of a
What?
it's more of a trivia question.
Yes.
It's one of those. It's like a trivia
Tough,
question.
bro.
Yeah. Some people would probably say Ronaldo,
Yeah.
who don't
probably.
watch footy.
You could probably just say name players on that Euro winning team. They're only gonna say
No one's gonna
Ronaldo.
name Eder.
No, yeah, you probably
Someone will
won't
say
get it right now.
Quaresma before Eder, bro.
Nah,
They'll say
come
all
on,
these
bro.
different
Yeah.
names.
Pork chops?
Now,
You ask
the
a
true fans will
normal
know.
Football fan, a normal football fan.
Not even just.
That's
like,
just
the
lack of
first person
knowledge.
you find.
That's lack of knowledge, though.
Saying. I don't know.
That's not my problem. But anyways, I want to talk one more thing about Yamal. So they're playing against Villarreal this past weekend, and player Gueye had certain something to say. So he said, "Guys, Lamine Yamal is really too good. At one point, he stared me down. I was like, I don't want to end up in a TikTok edit, so I backed off right away, just trying to finish the season peacefully."
That's crazy that people are worried about being on TikTok, so you don't have to defend the guy and be embarrassed on TikTok. That's insane, bro. I would cut that guy off the team for saying that.
It's crazy what this world has come to, eh?
I would cut that guy.
People worried about online trolls. You think Felipe Luis was worried about Messi cooking him because online trolls were gonna come at him? No,
Felipe Luis was taking out his legs, bro, and fixing his headband after, bro.
it's a crazy world we live in, man.
I mean,
Crazy.
we see this in the NBA too. It's players don't want to get postered. They don't want to be put on a poster. You know, you're on a poster in some little kid's room because you got dunked on.
That's a
No
poor
one wants that.
mentality, man.
Players don't want to get embarrassed. I don't agree with it. It's a bad mentality. You got to try hard. And hey, if you do get postered or if you do get your ankles broken on the football field, it means you worked hard to defend. You weren't nonchalant about it. So I commend that. He's kind of a waste man though for that comment.
Who-
But
who
it
was
is
it?
glazing though.
Who was this?
Gueye.
Like the one that used to play for Everton?
Idrissa Gana?
No,
He's a
different one.
fullback, I think.
Okay, well,
But you think it's a problem with the gaffer? Like the gaffer's not instilling the right mentality into the squad? Because I
Both.
feel like something like that, you know, if the gaffer's like, you know what I mean? Like Felipe Luis was going out there to kill because Diego Simeone was telling him to, right? Like I think a lot of those players, like a lot of times, like it comes down to the gaffer and the mentality that they put in their players, right? Like I feel like if the gaffer is giving the right, you know, instructions to the player, like he's not going to be scared about that, right? Because realistically, he knows if I get beat, okay, I have cover. Like the goal is just to stop defending him. Like, why are you gonna back off and just like let him do his thing? Like, let him create chances, right? You should be there and like be physical. I feel like, but I don't know.
It's crazy because he came on as a sub, so you
Oh,
know, like
God.
he was thinking about
Yeah.
this prior. Like he's warming up, like he sees about to come on, and then he's like, "Damn, bro, Yamal's still on the pitch, bro.
Yeah,
It might be wraps."
he was probably hoping that like by the time he got on the game, Yamal would have been yanked already because
Exactly.
like the league's already won pretty much at that point. You know what I mean? Like just get him off the field. You know, maybe I come in, I get to defend some kid maybe. That's probably what he was hoping for. But no, it's a crazy glaze. But again, I guess it shows, you know, the aura that Yamal has right now, right? Like players are scared to go up against him 1v1,
No,
right? Because not many players have succeeded the Yamal test yet, right? Like only a handful.
doesn't matter if you
Who
succeed
would
or
you
not.
say
Man.
succeeded in it?
No
my,
one.
my boy,
Rierson?
nah, Daniel Svensson, bro.
Oh, Svensson.
Daniel Svensson succeeded the Yamal test. Go look at the game. Go look at the away game. Locked him down, bro. If you go look at Yamal's match records, green, orange, green. He didn't pass the Svensson test, bro.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually think Gueye saying that he doesn't want to be on a TikTok edit is worse than actually being in a TikTok edit
Yeah, low
because
key.
he's showing his fear and he's submitting to Lamine Yamal's excellence instead of, you know, actually being in a TikTok edit. Now he's in a TikTok edit saying that. So he just picked his poison.
But your job is either, well, if you're a defender, you defend. If you're a midfielder, control the ball. If you're a forward, you score. This guy is literally went in the press and said, "I am not defending this guy because he stared me down, and I'm scared of him." Buddy, if Villarreal end up keeping this guy this summer, I would be surprised. There's no way. And if there's any club that takes him,
Okay, so let's say
Terrible.
you're the coach of Villarreal. You're aware of the comments. What are you doing in next morning's training session? Are you calling him out in front of the team? Are you pulling him to the side? Are you making an example out of him? Are you saying anything at all? What are you doing as the coach?
buddy, go train by yourself. You're not training with us.
Really?
Yeah.
What I'm doing is I'm pulling up to training session with a Lamine Yamal mask. I'm gonna stare right at him. If he reacts, I'm clowning him right there on the spot. I don't care who's around us. He's getting clowned, bro. And when the other players ask why, I'm gonna say, look at his press conference last night. I'll tell you why.
I think you just got to make him go 1v1 versus every player in the squad. Just put him at the top of the box, and every single player in the squad, the youth squad, they just go at him 1v1.
Until he can.
Either A, it's going to embarrass him, or B, it's going to build up his confidence enough so that way the next season, when it's time to play Yamal, he's confident.
I get rid of that guy.
So you're breaking his confidence and losing him as a player after
Yeah.
that.
Get him off the team.
Bro, like this is the type of thing you say after you retire. You don't say this
Yeah.
right after you played against the guy.
Like he's
bro.
doing a podcast with like, you know, some of his mates, whatever, and he brings it up afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh man, 15 years ago, I remember the first time I played against Lamine Yamal. Like this is when Yamal's already won like 5 Ballon d'Ors, a couple World Cups. You know what I mean? Not when he hasn't even turned 18 yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Like, bro, imagine you're Lamine Yamal. Like, how can you not get big headed? You know what I mean?
Well, I
Like-
think he is.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
like how does he not let it get to him? You know,
That what get to him?
like all these comments, all this praise, like you know what I mean? Like I feel
I
like,
mean, I would love it, and I think I deserve it.
yeah,
How did Messi and Ronaldo do it?
but they weren't getting it at this age, really. That's the
And,
thing.
and the thing is, like, even social media wasn't that as developed as it is
Yeah,
now.
Yeah.
Back then, when they were young.
there were no TikTok edits when Sierra and Messi were
Yeah.
coming
Yeah,
out
I
like
think
that.
Messi was looking at YouTube videos of himself, bro. There probably wasn't many.
Bro, 144p, bro.
Yeah. But I feel like because he grew up in like the social media era, he's almost more conditioned to it. Like he
Yeah.
already is kind of already adapted to it. So it's not something new to him. Right. Let's say, for example, if you're like a player who maybe had like a late come up, like maybe, it was like 10 years ago, right? And you just started breaking onto the scene like 22, 23. Social media wasn't really that active yet. And now all of a sudden, like when you're actually performing, you're getting all this praise on socials. Or if you have a bad game, you're getting harassed on socials. But I feel like he's probably been in players' comments harassing them. You know what I mean? He's probably had a burner account, probably talking shit about Madrid players when he was in the Barca youth ranks. 100%. It was happening, bro. And he was probably used to that, right? So it's probably just part of, his culture. He knows exactly like what to do and like how to, absorb it. And I feel like it's almost fueling him a little bit, right? And I think until like obviously I think like the Champions League knockout was like one little bump in the road for him, but because they still already had so much success this season, that I think he was okay. But like it's gonna be interesting to see what happens when he like inevitably has like a downfall in his career, right? Whether it's like a bad injury, whether it's like, Barca have like a really poor season where like, they have, they don't compete for the title, like they get knocked out early in Champions League, because inevitably that's going to happen. It happens in every player's career for the most part. Like you have that down season. That's when it's going to be interesting to see, okay, like how can you bounce back from that? Because, at that point, You know, Matthews might be sitting here on the couch saying, "Get Yamal out of my club." You know what I mean? Like those, you might have fans that are saying some ridiculous things like that. So how does he react to that, right? Because up until this point, it's been like, I'm like the second coming of Christ.
He's only seen
Right?
positives.
He's only seen positives, right? Like, but until he has that negative, and that maybe a negative spell, like we'll see how he reacts to that, right? Like, does he turn the comments off, right? Like, how does he react to that kind of stuff, right? Because clearly he's paying attention a lot to socials based on like a couple of things we've seen with like the Ramos and the Bellingham kind of poke.
Yeah.
So clearly he's paying attention a lot to socials. Like when he's in that down spell, how does he react to it? And that's going to be, I think, the key thing because he hasn't had it yet because he's had obviously a very fortunate career so far.
I
Wait,
think
before you start,
Sorry.
I want to knock on wood to everything he said about Lamine Yamal because I hope
man.
he never has a downfall. So knock on wood.
You
about
never know,
any
man.
injuries or anything like that.
fair.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I think the reason he's thriving is because he's not taking things too seriously. He has this youthful joy about him. Obviously, he is a youth. He's 17, and you know he's having fun. He's painting his hair yellow because why not? You know, he's doing dances after goals because why not? He's very professional in the sense that I guess you could see he works hard and he shows up every day, but he's just having fun with it. He's just playing the game. He's not getting too low. He's chirping back at players that chirp at him. He's just having fun. So what's there to be pressured about if he's having fun? It's like he's in the playground.
And
I was gonna say, do you think Mbappe was sort of similar? Because his Monaco days and early PSG days, like you could see he was having fun playing every single game. That was dyeing his hair blue, was doing whatever. But then as his career went on, you could see he was getting more and more like serious, I guess, and you could see it kind of is affecting his ball a little bit, you know.
Yeah, I think there's a few factors that you get older, so
Yeah.
naturally you mature a little more, and the more games, the more seasons, the more different results, the more expectations that come. Because obviously Mbappe achieved so much at a young age. Now it's like, okay, now he has to win the Champions League with Madrid. Oh, he didn't win it with PSG. Why not? He has so much talent.
Yeah.
So I guess you're right. Lamine is gonna face these heavy expectations one day as he continues to grow. Like, look, he had this great season. Now people will be upset if he doesn't have at least 25 goals next season. People are
Yeah.
gonna probably complain
Yeah.
a bit.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, you know, if he has a 15-goal season next year, he'll be like, wait a minute. I thought this guy's generational.
Yeah.
You know, he's supposed to be putting up like 20 goals, then 30 goals, then 40 goals. You know, that's the natural progression. So that's what happens when you're elite. The expectations get higher. And if he doesn't perform, he's going to get ridiculed no matter what.
and even winning trophies, man. Like, bro, he's won everything he could win this year.
Well, I don't know about that.
CL.
Basically.
Well, dude, what if Barca never don't win the Champions League for another 10 years?
That's the thing,
Right?
bro.
That pressure is going to mount on him, and then maybe you have that kind of Mbappe kind of progression where he becomes a lot more serious because all he wants to do is win that, and he's getting frustrated because he can't win it. He's won everything else, right? Maybe at that point he's already won everything. Similar to Mbappe, right? He won the leagues, right? He won the World Cup at such a young age, right? So he had those early accolades, but then that one thing that he was chasing, he could never get. So if the same thing happens to Yamal, it'll be interesting to see if he's still the same kind of happy-go-lucky character when the one trophy he wants so bad and maybe the one trophy that he needs to kind of complete his career just keeps on evading him, right? Because it could happen, right? You never know. Like, I feel like it's very rare that you see a player just, like, clean up, right? Like, how long did it take Messi to kind of complete his final chapter, right? Like not many players complete it. Like, very few do. So
But at the end of the day, I think Lamine Yamal, in general, like right now, he's in a perfect position to do all that. I think he has a chance to do that.
for sure.
Like he's on the best team, if not one of the best. Nationality as well. I think he won the lottery, to be honest, with the position he's been in.
Yeah.
He's been gifted the position he's at.
Yeah.
Xavi bringing him on. What if Messi didn't leave when he left? Remember? Because he was supposedly Laporte was saying, "Oh no, he's staying." That's my whole point. That's the whole point. I'm going back in presidency because I'm gonna have Messi stay. What if Messi stayed? Lamine Yamal wouldn't have his debut.
You'll still be playing there probably to this
He'd
day.
probably still be playing at their B team. What
No,
if-
I'm saying Messi might still
That's
be
what I'm
there to
saying.
this day.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Messi would still
okay,
be
okay.
there at this day, and Lamine's probably playing B team still.
He playing left wing.
Right?
You never know. Like,
Who knows?
him
But that's a
moving
different.
around.
Who knows? It could
Messi
be a
playing
completely
10.
different thing.
Yeah.
Spain. What if they had a different winger? What if it was a Spain team back then where they only didn't have that many stars? Because remember we saw when 2010 and after all that success they went down a bit. Spain.
Yeah.
What if he was in that position? So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I could definitely agree. He's definitely been very fortunate because realistically, he can complete football before he's 20,
yeah.
right? Like if he could win the Ballon d'Or this year, he can win the Champions League next year, and he can win the World Cup next year, and probably another Ballon d'Or before he turns 20 years old, right? And like we've never seen that before,
Yeah.
right? And it's not even like he's been just kind of like along for the ride either. Like he's been like a pretty
Key.
integral part of like each of these teams, right? Like he's not just like playing, your damn minutes, like he's a star, right?
Like
So
we've seen as well. Julian Alvarez completed football too, at his age. Julian Alvarez, he won everything.
Yeah.
No Ballon d'Ors though.
But yeah, that too obviously. But
Mm.
like he's good, but he wasn't a superstar for City.
He hasn't been a superstar
Argentina.
till this year.
That's what I'm saying. So like Lamine there's a lot of pressure on Lamine Yamal, and he's
sure.
he's coping with it from what I see pretty well.
Yeah.
And if you're saying going back to social media, remember we saw those memes of we made one of like a cutout of like a toy of us,
Yeah.
and you have a couple of different things up beside you.
Mm.
Bro, he had a phone. He has a phone with him. He has a boombox with him. That's just his personality. And it's good to see that outside of football, when you see on social media, that he has another life. He has a life. We don't really see that with players, right? Look at Ronaldo. He doesn't run the social medias. Messi doesn't run the social medias.
They used to back in the day.
Yeah, back then. But now it's like all paid promotion with Apple TV, paid promotion with Mass Plus, paid promotion with Adidas.
That's also with the development of social media too.
Yeah, but like for Lamine Yamal to be still doing what he's doing now, roasting players here and there, memes and stuff like that. It's good to see, man.
Do you think though, because he's obviously going to get a huge contract eventually
When he turns 18.
when he turns 18, do you think that big contract that he's going to get is going to ruin him? Because you could see someone like Yamal might be trouble with money. He just looks like, I could tell from just what his dad is, what he
whoa,
is.
whoa,
we
whoa,
just said
whoa,
that.
whoa!
What
are you
What
trying to
about
say?
Hustle Hard 304?
Hustle Hard 304, man loves money.
How do you know?
Yeah, he came from nothing.
Exactly. When someone with nothing gets money, it's tough. Look at Brazilians. They go nightclub every night. They should. I'll just.
It's
I'll-
the it's the
I'll send it
entourage,
there.
right? Like you're maybe not just taking care of your family. Maybe you're taking care of like another 50 people. Right?
Yeah.
Like that's the pressure that comes with it. But who knows, man? Maybe Hustle Hard 304 has been taking some financial literacy classes, right? Maybe he'll help manage the money, right? You don't know. Like Florian Wirtz, I think gets like 10% of his salary.
Yeah, his parents handle it.
Exactly.
But
So
Yamal's
maybe
gonna
Hustle Hard 304 will do the same. Maybe
No.
he'll handle it.
10% still a lot considering how much they
Well,
made.
I know
No,
for sure,
100%.
but like it's not like life-changing money at that point.
But you can see
You don't need life changing money at that
Yeah.
point.
You can see. I know what you mean. Like, hopefully, he doesn't turn into a brat.
get. But he could. He
He
already
could.
looks like he
100%
could.
He could.
the
But
way
I
he
think
acts.
one thing that really brings him down to earth is having his little brother with him.
Yeah, but he's gonna be older at that point.
Yeah, what happens if the brother gets older and the brother needs
No,
the money?
But that's
The brother's rocking chrome
but
hard.
knowing that he's
Yeah.
knowing that he has someone that I have to be a good example for my little brother type of thing. I think that's something that not a lot of people know.
Maybe.
I
Yeah.
think everybody knows the brother's been around.
Not everybody
The main
knows that
character.
he should be like that.
Yeah.
he's a main character.
He's
though.
definitely a
Yeah,
main
he's a funny
character,
guy.
but I think I don't know. I feel like I can definitely see
like
like
he has something. I'm saying that's gonna hold him down. Like
Yeah.
some young players don't. You
I
don't
agree.
See, like, you don't see nothing, bro.
You
see them
think.
going crazy.
you think he definitely has that
Sure.
outwards personality that would make you think that maybe he'll be, irresponsible and maybe will blow the money. But I think what players don't, right? I feel like the majority of players do. I think it just, hopefully like the family is able to help him like kind of with that, like making sure he's putting it away. He's not going too crazy with like the partying. I think that would be the one thing I'd worry about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not worried, bro. Like Lamine Yamal, he's the chosen one, baptized by Messi. The only thing that's gonna break him is injuries if it does happen. I think he's
Knock
straight,
on
bro.
wood.
I think he's straight.
Not a woman.
Nah.
You never know, man. The
Yeah.
woman, dude. Look at Jude.
Yeah.
Look at Jude, man. He's been
Look at
below average this season, you can say, and then maybe it's because,
I wouldn't-
Different position.
I
Look
wouldn't
at,
be
someone came into his
surprised
life, right?
if that girl ends up dating Yamal.
Chill.
Nah,
I
come
hope
on,
not.
bro.
but You never know, man. You never know. Like, there's obviously so many different factors that come into it, but I definitely think he has a good head on his shoulders, right? And we'll see. We won't know until it happens, right?
And,
And who knows how much Barca will even pay him? They don't have that much money right
No,
now.
they're gonna have
right?
to pay him. Like,
No, they'll put the bag for him. But like going back to like him getting number 10, like I think people think that he might be, he's gonna be a brat because I think he's gonna have to show that he's gonna have to give respect to that number, and he's gonna have to know that. He's gonna know that I have to give respect to this number. This is a huge number for me, and if I do get it, like I gotta really respect it. It's not just my number; it's the number of this team, this club.
Mhm.
So it's gonna come down with a lot, and I can't act like an idiot. You know,
Mm.
that's what I think. At least he's gonna be like. Hopefully,
Hopefully, man.
I mean,
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
I think it'll be straight. But I want to talk about a few different clubs here who broke their trophy drought. So Newcastle ended a 70-year trophy drought. Crystal Palace just over the weekend, 119-year.
Damn.
119-year trophy drought.
wow.
Hey, that's not a drought. That's their first trophy.
Still a drought.
But be
It was
clear
dry
on
from
that
the
one.
start.
Be clear.
All right, first trophy ever, major trophy for Crystal Palace in their 119-year history. Bologna ended a 51-year trophy drought, and Go Ahead Eagles ended a 92-year trophy drought.
Who's the Go Ahead Eagles?
Dutch team.
Oh, that's like their name.
Yeah.
What?
Never heard of them?
Proper squad.
Yeah. But yeah, man, all these teams breaking history, finally winning a trophy. Do we see the same happening with Tottenham coming up? Europa League final.
This week, right? So, like, I mean, hey, why we can kind of even bounce off that, and like, who do you guys think is going to win that Europa League final? Like, do you guys think Tottenham has the juice? Like, a lot of players, I think, coming back from injury. I think Kulu, Bergvall, a couple other lads coming back. United, you know, both realistically, both of them have been shit. They've been both very shit. But this is also like a once, in a lifetime opportunity for both of these clubs to pretty much directly right their wrongs in one single game. So if they do that, they get Champions League football for next season, right? And that's going to obviously change completely the trajectory for one of the clubs, right? Because if you get CL, you can go out and spend a bag this summer, right? If United gets it, they'll be able to, maybe go out and sign a Gyokeres, a couple other players, and kind of fully rebuild the squad the way Amorim wants, right? But if you don't, then you're playing no European football next season, and you're kind of stuck with what you have. You probably don't have as much money to spend, and maybe you don't have as much pull, right? Because if you're Gyokeres and you can only choose to go between like Arsenal and United, if United have Champions League football and you get to play with your old manager, maybe you go there, right? Because like, what's really the difference at that point?
I don't know. I personally would rather United win because I want to see all of our teams in Champions League next year, duking it out. But
Duking it out is right.
I have a weird feeling that Spurs are going to win this.
Yeah.
There's no chance.
I don't know. I
bro.
just
There's
feel
no
it.
chance you're saying Matthews.
Feeling it.
0% chance, bro. This final is for Manchester and Manchester United only, bro. 100%. There's so many things, so many
no.
different correlations that show that United will win.
Oh no.
For example, Casemiro, 7-7 for European finals in his career.
wow.
He's undefeated when it comes to winning European finals, and it's gonna happen again for sure. May 21st, 2008, United won the UCL versus a London club. May 21st, 2025, date of this Europa League final. United can win Europa League versus a London club, Tottenham.
Wow.
A lot of different things, bro. There's plenty of things,
Say
but
some more, man.
you guys want more? Ronaldo scored in the 26th minute in that game. United can qualify for the 2026 UCL if they win Europa.
That's a crazy one.
There's a lot, bro.
I have a question for you. Have any of these actually like came true?
I'm sure some of them do.
Yeah.
Like it's a 50-50 chance.
But like I feel like every time he says something, it's wrong. Like
He almost
it
jinxes
just
it.
doesn't happen.
Yeah, he almost jinxes it.
I guess we'll find out.
because he's the reverse jinx guy.
Yeah. It's
now
weird.
he's-
It's weird because he's bringing in like these like, I don't know, like what's the word I'm looking for?
Synchronicities.
Synchronicity numbers and all
Crazy
these
name.
different statistics and weird correlations in the matrix. But then he's also the reverse jinxer. So like, is he doing this to reverse jinx or is he jinxing it? Like I don't know.
He's a Spurs fan at heart.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? So this could just be one big reverse jinx that he's pulling on us.
I mean, like in 15-16, a Dutch manager won the FA Cup, then was sacked for a Portuguese manager. Madrid won the UCL in that same year, 15-16. And then in 23-24, a couple years back, a Dutch manager won the FA Cup, then was sacked for a Portuguese manager.
That's weird.
Madrid won the UCL that same year. So everything kind of aligns together.
Damn.
Madrid's not winning the CL this year.
23-24.
But this year Madrid's not winning.
Or say like the next year.
Oh, the next year after you're saying.
Yeah.
So you're saying Madrid's winning next year.
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't say that, bro. What the
Uh-oh.
frick,
Oh,
man?
They are, bro.
Matt's got the synchronicity ready for next year.
But
already.
Barca's
No.
winning 2027, though.
Damn.
Mm.
And why is that?
So what the stars are
He's
saying,
got
bro.
the numbers, bro.
No,
He's got the
I'm
numbers.
hearing Juve. 2027.
Yeah, good,
Good
one,
luck, bro.
You guys might not even qualify.
You might not even have a coach by then, bro.
Well, I'm
Might
sure
be a
they'll
long
have a
time
coach.
till we
every
see y'all
time.
in a final again.
2 years, 3 years.
What's Juve's obsession with pink accents on the jerseys?
Pink is our original color.
It was. All
Okay.
pink jersey, yeah.
Okay.
But
thanks.
going back to like Tottenham, Spurs, and Man United, who has the most pressure? Because I think Man U has more pressure than anything, right?
Yeah, 100%.
One of my good fellows, Good Vibes John, said
One of my good fellows.
he made a TikTok saying that he was asking around and just thinking in general that Tottenham don't have anything to lose, and it's quite the opposite for United. I think they have everything to lose.
I don't know, man. I think Tottenham.
I think Tottenham are going into this tournament thinking, okay, I mean, we're in a good position. We never thought we were going to be here. While Man United are probably like, we have to win this to get into Champions League because this is a bad.
Same with Spurs.
No,
What do you mean no?
Spurs don't have that history of winning these trophies and going to Champions League
I
every
think
year.
they still have the expectations. Like
But
they
not-
spent a lot.
no.
They brought in this new manager. The manager doesn't want to get sacked.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying Spurs, the team in general, the club doesn't have history of we have to be in Champions League every year. That's our goal. That's been Man United every single season, every single year, and we know Man United as a team that's always in Champions League. So I think they will have more pressure to be in the
They
Champions
haven't
League.
been in Champions League
When was
for
the
a
last
while.
time they were in Champions League?
That's what I'm saying. But like they have to be. That's their goal.
I think Spurs have been more recent than them.
You think Spurs' goal is to make top? I mean, probably is make top 4, but like to be.
I think
relevant?
both of them have the same goal. It's to make Champions
Yeah,
League.
100%.
That's both
I
of their
don't think
goals at the
so.
beginning of the season, I
100%.
think.
And you know what they do lose? You said they have nothing to lose, but they're gonna lose millions of dollars if they don't
So
win
what?
this game.
And maybe a
They've
lot of
lost
players
money
too.
before.
And a lot of players.
It's happened before.
Yeah, so what? They have a lot to play for.
Oh, they lose their coach. Okay, they've lost their coach many times.
Yeah, but
You can say the same about
you could say
United.
the same- yeah, you could say the same thing.
I think United have more pressure than Spurs.
I don't know. Like Spurs have been more. They've been relevant more recently in the Champions League than United.
Yes, they literally made
The final,
Okay.
like less than 10 years ago.
I don't even know when was the last time United actually made the CL. Maybe like 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
It's been a few years.
Might have been like the COVID season or whatever. Ole finished second in the league, probably.
Yeah, like 4 or 5 years ago. Like that's insane. Spurs have been in Champions League like what 2 years ago. Last year maybe was it last year?
No, not
2 years
last
ago.
year.
2 years ago.
I oddly want Spurs to win the game.
And what's the reasoning there?
I think it would make such a good atmosphere. The players would be mad emotional. They haven't won a trophy since '08. The fans would be incredible. You know, give them something to smile about. Tottenham could use it.
I think United could use it too.
Yeah, but
Realistically, they haven't smiled in a while.
yeah,
Like,
but
I haven't seen Dan smile in a while.
fair. But Spurs are like a joke, a laughing stock in the sense that
you saw United right now.
yeah, but everyone says, "Oh, this is the history of Tottenham." Like they don't win trophies.
Yeah, Kalini said that.
At least Man United, like Chiellini, who has no affiliation with Spurs, said that.
Yeah.
It's like they're a joke of a team, and you know, Man United, they're a joke right now, but they have foundation history. So
But they're almost at risk of losing their city, I feel like. You know what I mean? Like, Manchester is close to becoming blue, right? Like, luckily this season, City didn't really do anything. But, like, if the City, went on to win the league this year, maybe had a good run in the CL, like, every year, the City is becoming more and more blue. So I feel like this win and then coming back into Champions League for United would be huge for kind of taking back the city a little bit, right?
So exactly, who has more pressure?
I think United do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're saying were you saying no?
He switched up.
No, but I still think Spurs have a lot of pressure. But he was saying Spurs don't have any pressure.
This guy's just doing this for
No,
TikTok, bro.
He was saying Spurs don't have any pressure. I think Spurs do have pressure, just
both
not
have
as much
pressure.
as United. Because United, I think, have spent like a crazy amount of money. This is like their 10th different manager in the last year, right? Like you sack Amorim if you lose and you finish 18th in the league or 17th in the league,
No, they won't.
Nah,
sack
he's
him.
No,
gonna
they're not
stay.
sacking him no
He's
matter
staying
what.
regardless, I think.
right? But like he's been shit
Yeah,
too,
very
right? So it's
shit.
like you kind of almost need this to kind of like have a reason to look forward to next season. Because if they lose this, if I'm a United fan, I'm probably not even looking forward to next season. Because who are you going to sign this summer? No one's going to want to come play for the club
That's
if you're not
also
in
a problem.
Champions League, you're not in any kind of Europe, right? So it's like I think you need this to actually be able to sign like decent players in the summer.
Well, they're signing Cunha, but I don't see what that fixes. So I don't know. What
Like
that's
another false 9.
He's gonna be
10.
their number 10.
They already got Xerxes and Bruno, no?
I
Like
don't know.
he's wearing the number 10.
Really?
Yeah.
Who?
Cunha.
Bro, he's so mid.
Cunha's wearing the number 10.
Well, okay,
The
so
most mid player.
Spurs
bro.
are probably gonna win this game because United just shows how much they've fallen off by signing Cunha as a number 10, as the number 10 of the United squad. So they know that they're gonna lose this game. Next year, relegation battle.
Damn.
Tough.
So you're saying your prediction is Spurs to win the game?
Yeah. I'd rather see United win, though. I want to see Dan CL next year.
It's gonna be United winning with a Amad Diallo goal.
Yeah, he's back, Ahmad. Yeah.
Okay, I have a cheeky question. What would cause more uproar in the football world? Man United getting relegated or Real Madrid getting relegated?
Oh, Real Madrid.
You think though?
Yeah, that's the best team of
More
all time.
uproar?
But imagine a La Liga without Real Madrid. Imagine a CL without Real Madrid. La Liga is nothing without Real Madrid. And it is, sorry to say that, but it is. Because without Barca and Madrid in the league, it's nothing. You can't just have one. CL without like the Champions League team is going to be
Weird.
just it's not gonna feel the same.
Hmm.
You're not gonna have those Real Madrid black magic nights, you know.
Nah, you're definitely right. Because like you said, like imagine Real Madrid not in the Champions League. Compare that. Imagine United not in the Champions League. Don't have to imagine. I've seen it happen. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like it's no big deal, right?
Mm.
Yep.
But Madrid, you know, the best team in football, best team in the world, the biggest club in the world, them getting relegated, be way worse than United.
Yeah, but think about the grasp and the motion of the Barclays Premier League.
It's not
And
even
what
Barclays Premier League
I
anymore.
know, but you know what I mean. It's Man United as an institution. You know, it's almost been like a ticking time bomb. Like they've been so bad, but it's still this grand club, and they finally get relegated. I think that would cause like there would be riots in the streets of Manchester.
No, they got no ultras.
It doesn't matter.
They're not gonna care that much. They're just gonna go to the pub.
Okay.
I'm joking.
I think you guys are underrating what getting relegated would mean for Man United. You guys think it would just be nothing. It'll just be another day.
No, but it'd be a lot worse if Madrid got relegated than United.
Yeah.
Madrid generate the most money in La Liga. Imagine losing that much.
Yeah, but the Premier League has the most eyes on it in the world. People are
Does it?
paying attention to the Prem. English football fans rule social media.
Who's gonna care about 14th place Man United getting relegated though?
But like, there's a difference between being 14th and getting relegated. Man, you in the championship.
I feel like if Arsenal got relegated, it'd be a lot worse.
Okay, no.
Yeah, just because of their fans are toxic as shit. I don't see United. I know it'd be huge because it's United, but I don't see it being anywhere near as big as Real Madrid. Like nowhere near.
Nah, I think Man U getting relegated would get more clicks and more views.
Nah,
What-
no
How
chance.
you're saying worse by what? Like for the league?
Just like the uproar, the reaction, the public view, the papers the next morning.
Well, this is how I think of it. If Madrid get relegated from La Liga's done for watching views, ads, all that sponsorships, TV rights. It's La Liga loses a lot of things. When you get kicked out and relegated, you have Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool. You still have big teams, so yeah, they're gonna probably lose. I mean, to be honest, probably not lose any money by TV things
Yeah,
because
they'll probably be fine.
I think they'll probably be fine. That right there, fans worldwide, I think there's more Madrid fans, I would say, than Man U fans. Right?
Maybe.
Champions League, it's night and day. Madrid, if Madrid don't make the Champions League, it's done. So 100% it's Madrid. If Madrid get relegated, it's over. And not even for Madrid, for the league and Barcelona. Because people are saying, oh, Barcelona, what the hell are they going to do now? No one's going to watch La Liga now.
Yeah, imagine the Barca fans if Real
Yeah.
Madrid got relegated.
Bro, if Madrid
You
got
think Liverpool-
relegated, there'd be riots. You see petitions to bring them back up, even though they just got relegated, bro. It'd be crazy. The amount of corruption you'd see just for them to get back up into the Primera Division, bro, be different.
And not even from just Madrid fans. I'm sure Barca fans too. Bring these guys up. We
No,
want
no,
some
no.
competition.
Nah,
No,
Matthew's
Y'all
gonna,
can
Matthew's
stay
gonna
down,
keep those
bro.
rats down
Y'all
there.
can stay down,
Yeah.
bro.
No, but I think if you asked this question 10 years ago, the answer maybe would have been closer.
You could have.
Because I think in the last 10 years, Madrid have had so much success. Like they've won how many Champions League in the last 10 years? 5, if not more,
A lot.
right? Like 6 maybe
Maybe so.
since 2015. So I feel like they've grown so much in terms of being a successful club in the last little bit. But I feel, and like United have declined so much since 2015. I think in 2015, like the United decline, like didn't really happen yet. It started, but it didn't really fully happen. But now, dude, they're in 16th place in the league. Like they're 14 points off of being relegated. Right, it's still a lot of points, but like they're close. Like they're literally 2 places out from being in a relegation spot. So I feel like it's not as far fetched as like Madrid at this point. But like 10 years ago, like United were still cream of the crop in the Prem, right? They're still
Prem
making
was also not
Champions
that
League
good,
every
though.
year. They were still like, probably the biggest club in the league at that point. So it would have been, I think, maybe a bigger hit then. But I think now with all the money that's been injected into the PL and all these other teams now who have become more relevant, I think like the Prem could survive without United. I don't know. You can say the same about La Liga
No.
without Madrid.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, Prem could easily survive without United. Not that you would want it to happen because having United there is obviously more fun.
Yeah.
But they could easily live without them.
I wanna add a different league to this question. What about if Juve get relegated?
It happened.
It's already
though.
happened.
No, I'm saying now.
They were just fine.
I think they'd be fine.
There's
You'd be fine?
enough good teams that they could live on. It's more like a Prem type thing.
Yeah.
La Liga is like they're top heavy. Those top heavy leagues, if they have one team go down, it's done.
What team in Premier League and what team in Serie A would you say if they got relegated? It's a huge problem. Inter for sure, you say?
No, Juve is the biggest getting relegated,
Oh,
100%.
damn. So it doesn't matter.
It wouldn't matter because they have enough big. Obviously, it's gonna matter. Like it's gonna like you're obviously gonna take a little bit of a hit, but it wouldn't be like end of the world.
What
Same
about-
for Prem. Prem, like maybe Liverpool might be the biggest.
You think
What-
if Liverpool or like City get relegated, it's a bigger issue.
What about
Oh.
City in terms of those 115 charges?
That's a different type of relegation.
Yeah,
though.
that's
That's like not a
different.
sporting,
If Man U get relegated, it's the biggest problem in the league.
I don't know.
Nah. Now though,
It's the most valuable team in the league.
They are. They think they still have that.
You guys are bugging.
They still have that
man.
weight behind them, but I do think the Premier League could survive without them.
No, yeah, 100%. I agree, but the uproar, you guys don't get it, man. What? I'm done with this topic.
there's a
man.
menu fan, bro.
No, like you guys don't get it.
I don't
Like,
think you get it in terms of Madrid.
okay, but sure, Real Madrid might have more fans worldwide, but I think more United fans watch Premier League than Real Madrid fans watch La Liga. I think Real Madrid fans are watching Champions League for sure. Those worldwide Madrid fans aren't tapping into La Liga like that.
Oh, it's because Man U fans can't tap into Champions League, bro.
That's
It'd be
true,
more.
but
to.
I get what
more.
Jay's saying though, because I think like the Premier League has more loyal fans than La Liga. I would say.
probably. Yeah.
Like in terms of just like watching the league in general, right? Like I feel like if you had to ask a United fan, like, would you rather miss like a Champions League group stage game or like a Premier League match day 18? I think they'd rather miss the Champions League game because they'd rather watch the Premier game, right? Like, and I think that's just
That's
like the
crazy.
nature of the Premier League. It's how their fans think. It's the mentality of the Premier League. That's why they're always saying like, oh, Premier League's bigger than Champions League. I'd rather my team win the Prem. I think they hold the league in a higher regard than Champions League, so I feel like they watch it more.
There's
But with Madrid, I feel like they tune in more to the Champions League because the Champions League is more of like a global appeal, right? It's like the biggest tournament like in the world, like for all the countries. And I think because Madrid's such a global team, I feel like they'd rather watch that than the league itself. And I feel like Madrid maybe also have more fans who aren't as diehard.
I can see where you're coming from, but can you also think of it as well because we're Madrid are at a different standard now, where it's Madrid fans expect Champions League as the bread and butter of a season, while Man U fans expect them to not make top four, top six. That's the bread and butter.
Yeah.
So like Madrid fans are obviously they care about La Liga, but bro, Champions League is Madrid's bread and butter, and that's what they want to see.
Like
I'm just thinking of it that way.
There's so many more implications in Madrid's favor, bro. Like you're saying about the fans. What does that really matter? It's a lot more bigger than just the fans. The
But-
league itself crumbles.
I get it's big. I'm talking about,
Crumbles.
but my question was fan uproar, not if the league survives.
There
or
would
not.
be
I get that.
bloodshed in the capital. Bloodshed if Madrid got relegated.
What if Man United got relegated?
Bro, the disparity is this Madrid, this Manchester United. Manchester are already down there, so it's more so expected. Like, oh, I guess I could kind of see them getting relegated. Madrid, they finished second. Imagine going from second to relegation.
Okay, but I get it. It's a larger drop, but people don't expect Man United to get relegated.
People don't expect Madrid to get relegated.
Okay, but we're talking about English football fans.
Why are we talking about just English fans?
I feel like
No, because I'm saying
That's his
in the
question.
sense that they run like the media.
But that's what you think. That's because that's what you see.
okay.
Because you read and listen to English. You're not on Spanish Twitter. You're not following Spanish media like that.
English is a
Matthew's
bigger
in Spanish
language.
Twitter, bro.
But you're not following Spanish media like that.
it's true.
The,
way
the
you say.
official Champions League accounts in English.
Okay.
Okay, I have a,
The official Premier League's account in English.
Okay.
The official La Liga account is in English.
Okay.
okay. Let
Yeah,
me,
most of the world is reading in English.
But I'm saying you.
I'm talking about most of the world.
You're basing off of what you see.
I'm talking about what most of the world sees.
I don't know.
Who are the biggest personalities on football Twitter? Are they Spanish or English?
I don't know. I don't speak or understand Spanish. I wouldn't know. I know the English ones because I speak and
Okay,
understand.
the
it.
biggest influencer football match was there. Is what Simon Charity game? How many Spanish creators were in there? How many English
I think
creators?
Ibai had a bigger one.
No,
I think so. Yeah.
Sidemen Charity game is over 20 million views,
I think Ibai had like a lot in terms of viewers too.
but they don't have more than English speaking creators.
Kings League finals. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't have the numbers. Do you?
Yeah.
No,
So
But-
we're just going off of he says, she says.
well, no, it's pretty obvious.
Is it obvious?
Yeah.
I'm not seeing
Do
it.
any Spanish creators have more followers than KSI?
don't know.
I think
Probably.
They buy guy maybe.
No. What are you guys talking about?
That's the only.
so.
That's the only guy I know.
KSI's over 10 million.
I don't know.
There's no Spanish creators more than that.
I don't know. Like I said, you follow these English creators. You would know. You don't follow the Spanish.
there's
And
al-
you
there's a
do?
I'm not saying I do.
Well, I'm saying what I know.
From what I know, there is a big Spanish community of YouTubers and
Yeah,
content
for sure.
creators, especially that cover La Liga. Huge. A lot of Madrid and Barca fans. But I want to go back to what you're saying, fans, and if they will get crazy or mad. Let's talk about this season. Man United in 17th place. This is the lowest they've been ever.
14th place.
14th place. Sorry, they were close to lower than that.
No,
They're 14th.
Where are they right now?
they're 16th.
16th. Yeah, bro, get out of my face, bro. I know.
said-
17th
you said-
Spurs.
You said 17th.
So they're 16th, right? Where is that?
That's what I just told you.
That's 2 away from relegation right now. And I'm sorry. I understand Man U fans are crazy. They're probably mad right now. But I don't see the uproar from Man U fans going crazy. I don't see any protests outside
Because they're
right now.
in a Europa League final that could change their whole
Okay.
season.
Can you imagine if Madrid were in 17th place this season right now?
Yeah, there
the
would be a lot more of a
uproar
uproar.
would be stupid. And why is
But
that?
that's not relegation. That's a different question.
What do you mean?
But it's just the
It's
same.
close to relegation.
But it's not. There's close to relegation. Relegation is like completely different
Not
things.
really, bro.
Yes.
They're second lap. They're almost there.
But they're
Man
not
United.
there.
They
It doesn't matter if they're almost there.
No,
Yeah, they're almost
I
there.
think what he's trying to say is Real Madrid fans expect so much more from their team than United. They're content with being 17th and getting a Europa League final.
No, they're not content.
They,
with
they
it. That's just the situation they have. in
but they're
front of
fine.
them.
Like I
They're
don't
not
see,
fine with it
Where do you see United people like anywhere on social media saying, "Oh my God," blah 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 blah, like blah, blah, blah.
all the time.
No, there's not that
Our,
much.
our boy Lias is always complaining about Man United. United Trey, Culture Cams. I'm
Yeah,
naming
but
names.
They're just complaining about it. Real Madrid, there would be literally like flares going to the capital and shit. Like it'd be a
Really
lot
fl-
more of a problem than what
Well,
United
because again, the United season could change in one game.
is. Okay, but they still.
But
had
if they
a ba-
lose
they were
that
still a
game,
bad
then there's
season.
Now what?
more.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there's
What
if they
okay, yeah, think about
if
that.
they lose that game, then there's more pressure
What
on
happens if
everything.
they lose that game?
Right?
Is it gonna be an uproar?
Are we gonna see uproars?
Yeah, but again, that's not relegation. That wasn't my original
Okay,
question.
but
Yeah.
I understand that's your not original question, but I'm saying even if there's not relegation, this is pretty low. I don't understand how crazy Madrid fans would go if they're in the same position as United right now. 17th place and fighting for Europa League, bro, they would be mad. They don't want to be in Europa League. United are fine.
course.
They're content with trying to win the finals of the Europa League.
They're
Madrid
not
fans would
content.
go
That's just what's in
nuts.
front of them right now. Like,
Madrid fans would go nuts.
like
That's all I'm saying.
that's just what's in front of them right now. They have a final that could, again, they have a final that if they win, there's no difference than if they finished 6th.
Well,
because
fifth.
they got the champion. Well, isn't there 5 Champions League spots now in England?
Yeah, so they'd have to
So
finish fifth.
Yeah, so it'd be no difference than if they finish 6th.
Oh, if they
if they
lose the
lose
game,
it.
you're saying?
Yeah.
Well, no, they would still have European football next season, though.
Yeah, but not Champions League.
But they'd still have Europa
Okay,
League
let's
or
say
Conference
8th,
League, like
9th.
something like
Then
that.
be no difference.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter that they finish 16th or 17th. It's not 18th. It's not 19th.
Yeah.
Still bad.
But it doesn't matter.
Unless
Yes,
it
it does.
unless it continues into next season. Like
No,
if this form
but if they
continues
win the
next season.
game, it doesn't matter.
No, but you're taking it from a technically it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
but
'cause-
you're going back to fans. Fans, it matters.
But-
Would you rather see Juve in 9th or 17th?
9th.
Would you be content or the same if you're 9th or 17th?
No, 17th. That would be
Exactly.
livid.
What are
Okay,
you
but
talking
if they
about?
win the game, the Europa League game, that they make Champions League. Yes, it does. That's the,
It does matter, but I'm still gonna be pissed off at our season. Though.
of course, but ultimately it doesn't matter because you made the Champions League. That's what happens between the champion and relegation. You either get European soccer or not. They win the game, they get Champions League. So there's no difference in if they finish 5th than now.
There is, because you're gonna be in Champions League with a 17th place team, 16th place team next year.
No,
No, they don't make signs.
you make Champions League, you get signings, you get money.
But you're gonna be pissed off at the fact
You
that
have
we're
another
that shit.
year of Amorim. You have a preseason with Amorim instead of no preseason.
That's what we said
Instead
for
of
Ten
no
Hag.
summer window.
That's what we said for Ten Hag. Same shit happened.
And you're going off of like if Man U win. What if they don't win?
If they don't win, it's a pretty garbage season.
Exactly.
But it's not relegation.
It's close though. It's as close as you can get without getting
Exactly.
relegated. Pretty
But
much.
there's
pretty bad, man.
close doesn't matter though. There's no such thing as close.
Yes,
You get
it
relegated or
is.
you don't.
No, there
Yeah.
is.
But if you have like a really bad season,
yeah.
and if this continues into next year, then it's like when Amorim took over, he was like a couple points out of like Europe, and now he's taken the team to like 16th.
And
place.
now he has a preseason where like everyone starts off on the same slate. The only difference is alphabetical order at the beginning
yeah,
of the
no,
season.
you're right. You're right. Next
So-
season's a fresh start, but
As long they didn't get relegated. That's it.
I don't know. I
Next
No,
season,
no.
I swear Leicester the season before they won the Prem, they came like
It's a different
bottom,
team,
like, fifth.
man.
They
That's not United.
Yeah, but
No.
they send like an actual gaffer.
yeah, but I know what Jay's saying. Like
It's
it,
not
like
United,
what
though.
Jay's saying is
literally
like
anything
yeah,
could happen next season.
yeah, you don't know.
But we're
Yeah,
talking
100%.
about
They can
got
win
a
the league
guy
next year.
that was good for Sporting, but guess what? They got rid of him. Still won the league without him. United
Because
got him.
of a generational player in Gyokeres.
Generational's insane.
He has like 80 goals.
They did
Man,
fine
he's
without him too.
against
Though.
Real
They
Ave,
were winning
bro.
games without him.
Yeah, but someone had to do it. Well, he did it.
But as I'm saying,
Name another player that scored 60, 70 goals.
Man, everyone in Portugal scores 60, 70
Who?
goals, man. I swear Darwin Nunez was scoring like 50
No,
goals a season, bro.
Not 60, 70.
Man, it's okay.
N-
But let's see what he does when he
I
goes
could
to a
only
real
name
league.
Messi and Ronaldo and Lewandowski that have done that.
Immobile.
Yeah, but you're
He
not,
scored 70 goals.
not
Said
even-
60,
you're not even
70.
talking,
didn't-
you're
I
not
don't
even talking
even
about
know
top
he
5
scored.
league, man.
Okay.
You can probably go find players that scored that many
Yeah, but-
goals that are playing in like the
Yeah, but
Taiwanese league.
again, you look at the European Golden Boot, they account for that. That them not being a top 5 league.
Yeah, that's why
his
he has
goals are
half a
worth
goal.
his goals are worth 0.5, and he's still leading the European Golden Boot.
I don't
That's
know.
pretty excellent.
He also did nothing in Europe, so I mean,
Again, but look at his team; it's not that good.
They won a
So
league.
they won the league.
Yeah, but you look at his goals; he creates his goals.
But
You
if you're
watch him like
saying
that?
his team, if you're saying his team's not good,
Yeah.
and they dominated the league like they did,
Yeah, but they don't do that without him.
they were doing it just fine without him.
How they won the league last year with him there?
He didn't really do anything last year.
He scored 40 goals
But this year when they didn't have him, they were fine. They were still winning.
for how many games?
He missed a good chunk of the season.
That's like a month.
But he still contributed like 40 goals.
Yeah. But
That's a big contribution.
Yeah, but if you're saying the team's shit and the team still dominated
Yeah,
the league,
because-
how bad is the rest of the league?
because they didn't win the league before, like when he was not on the team at Coventry, they didn't win the league. He got there, they won the league back to back.
Yeah, that's what championship.
Yeah, and he
We saw
got there.
Mitrovic put up like 50 goals in the championship. Now what's he doing?
He's playing.
He's playing in
laying it.
Saudi Arabia. He's chilling.
So you're
He's
so
like the
you're
best
not
player
high
in
on
Saudi
Gyokeres.
League.
Why?
He's a good player, but like I don't think he's gonna have the same output in whatever top league he goes to. Like I don't think he's banging like. I don't think he scores more than 20 goals.
So
in the
you
Premier
think if there's better players around him, he won't get better?
League. I think the competition's getting better. I think that's the main problem because you saw him play better teams in the Champions League and he didn't do anything.
Well, how do you think Gyokeres is
Right.
gonna take what he's done in Portugal and do the exact same thing in England?
No.
Yeah, I think you put him on Arsenal, he could be good. I think you
You
put him.
think he'll have the same level of success as he
Well-
had in Portugal?
Well, probably. I don't. Yeah, if he scored 40 goals in Portugal, I don't know if he'll get 40 in the Prem. But
he won't.
But
I
again,
can tell you right now.
didn't
he
Danny
won't.
Welbeck score like 15 this year?
Bro, it's Danny Welbeck.
Didn't
He's a proper lad.
didn't Ivan Toney score 20 in the Prem? Gyokeres can't do that.
Oh, dude, Ivan Toney was scoring like 90 goals in the Portuguese league.
Yeah.
How
Ivan
much is he
Toney's
scoring in
nasty.
Saudi?
Yeah, I don't even think he's playing.
No, apparently he's good in the Saudi League.
He's probably cooking in Saudi.
You probably you don't know. You're just
yeah.
making a guess.
Well,
I know
I-
what Gyokeres is doing in
Yeah,
Portugal.
saw
we'll see. If
something
he
on
goes to the Premier League, we'll see what
And
happens.
again,
but
everyone's talking about the age thing with Gyokeres.
he's in his
He's
prime
in
right
his
now.
prime.
Yeah,
He's
he should be doing good.
26. That's when you go to a big team.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, right? Like, I honestly don't think he scores more goals than Brian Mbeumo next season.
How many did he score?
I'm saying next season. However many
No,
he
how
scores
many did
next season.
Mbeumo score this year?
I
He's
don't
getting a
know.
move though.
Like
so
19,
that's-
20, something like that.
He might be heading to Arsenal too. They might be
Yeah.
on the same team.
Yeah, a little strike duo.
He's got 19.
There you go.
I think he could do that. He's a great player.
I don't know if he scores over 20 goals next season if he's in the Premier League.
Yo-
Put a
Okay.
bet on it.
I
No,
will.
I think he could score
I
over 20, but I think it depends on the team he goes to though. If he's going to United, he's not. If he goes to Arsenal, it's very possible.
You think?
Yeah, because Arsenal's a. I was gonna say they're an attacking team, but they're not that attacking. But
And there's more mouths to feed.
no, I think he scores over 20. But if he's going to United, no, I don't even know if he gets over 15.
Again, that's no like who scores 15 for that team? It's a bad
That's what
system,
I'm
bad
saying.
team,
Yeah,
bad environment.
Depends on the team he goes
Put
to.
him in a solid environment. I'm sure he could thrive. He's a talented player.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with that.
Maybe if he goes to Liverpool.
Does Liverpool need that type of player? I don't know.
Maybe he goes to Barca. I'd love him at Barca.
Yeah, I mean, hey, he'd
Would
probably.
you like him at Barca?
Nope.
I
Him
haven't
right-
seen him enough to judge, but
Bring Joe David to Barca, bro.
Joe David might be coming to
Napoli.
the black and white.
Oh,
Juve.
I thought he was going to Napoli.
what, just
Or
like
that.
Osimhen?
Huh?
Just like Osimhen?
Might get both.
I don't
Wait, you would take Joe David over Gyokeres?
If we're getting Osimhen, yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about like as your 9.
Yeah,
You got Joe David's not going to be our 9. He's going to be our like second
9.5.
9.5. We're playing like two strikers.
Who's his pair?
It's going to be probably Osimhen.
No, but I'm saying if Osimhen doesn't come, like there's no Osimhen in the picture. Like who you signing for your 9 position?
Well, then I have to take Gyokeres because I don't have a big 9.
Well, Joe David is a 9 technically.
Nah, he's not. He's a second striker.
Yeah, maybe.
Your comparison should be Gyokeres to Osimhen. I'm taking Osimhen every day.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I'm not. That's not the comparison I'm making.
I know, but they're too different. Joe David and Gyokeres.
But they're both strikers. On the team sheet, they're strikers.
Yeah, but
They
played,
they occupy that top position.
yeah, but they played differently though.
So who you picking?
One drops into the space. One just a full on
Okay,
target player.
there you go. They're different players. But who you picking if you had to pick one to sign for your team?
I have to go with Gyokeres because we're not having Vlahovic. We don't have that big number 9 up top.
There you go. Great player.
I think they're both great players though.
Yeah,
Both
they're
top
both
talent.
good players.
We'll see, man. Hopefully Joe David does something good.
Yeah, I hope
Smart
he goes
decision.
to.
He has a smart decision.
I honestly hope he goes to Napoli though. I think he'll fit perfectly on
That's
Napoli.
crazy.
He'll fit perfectly on Napoli.
No, I agree, but that's crazy though.
Why?
We don't even know who their gaffer's going to be next season, right?
Yeah, I forgot they might not.
They're not going to have the same gaffer.
Actually, he might
right?
fit better with us. Actually,
And your
now that I
gaff,
think
the
about
gaffer
it.
they have is probably going to your team, right?
I still want him to take up Yildiz's time. You know.
Or maybe he goes to Roma to play under the new potential, probably last topic of today, the new potential gaffer. We're seeing some rumblings on the timeline. Nothing's confirmed yet. But Jurgen Klopp coaching AS Roma next season?
That's crazy. That's a coach that Juve should be getting.
Yeah?
Yes, not Roma.
And
You're
not
taking
Conte
it,
for
who are
the
you taking,
11th
Klopp
time?
or Conte then?
I'm taking Klopp.
Over Conte.
Yes, because Klopp could do it in Europe.
But do your players have the facilities to play his kind of play style?
Does Roma?
I don't know.
Yeah, you make signings. You give them a summer window. You tell them,
Do you even got the bread
yeah,
to be? Yeah?
If we make CL, yeah, we'll be fine.
Think so?
Yeah, we're gonna sell some players.
Couple shady deals, maybe.
So who?
Probably sell. Oh, we're not gonna have to pay Vega. We're probably gonna buy Okulu. So who we selling? Vlahovic,
It's like 20 mil.
30 mil probably. We're gonna get from Cambiaso. That's like 80.
80.
80?
Who?
No, bro, he's gonna get 80.
Who's paying 80?
80?
Yeah,
Who's paying 80?
he's gonna get 80. City.
I don't know,
Yeah,
boy.
bro.
80, bro.
80, bro.
60. I'd
How
say
much did
60.
they pay for that guy from the Liga?
Like 40.
Okay, then they could get 80 for Cambiaso.
So you think you're going to double it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
double the player. What was I saying again?
Players that Juve are gonna sell.
Oh yeah, probably Douglas Luiz. That
Okay.
right there. That's a lot of money just between the three of those guys.
I think you're kind of overselling yourself here.
I don't think so.
I don't think you're getting 30 for Vlahovic.
Yeah.
I don't think you're
Bro,
getting.
you don't think he's a $30 million player?
I heard like 25 max.
That's crazy.
That's 'cause he's on his. He's not. I think he's on his last year.
Exactly. So you're not getting 30 million for a player on the
They're gonna
last
get
year's
30.
contract who's not in form.
He's gonna get like 27 to 30.
I don't know, bro. 20 mil to West Ham.
27 to 30. Cambiaso 70 to 80.
Nah, bro, that's too much.
Who?
Cambiaso. If you don't know who Cambiaso is, man.
I know who he is, but 80 million?
70 to 80. Yeah, 100%.
Bro, City are not gonna buy him, bro.
I think he's one of the most talented wing backs in the world right now. Easily.
Is he top 3?
Bro, Lucas Hernandez cost Bayern
Is he
80
better than
million.
Valde?
Yeah, and Cambiaso's better.
Than Lucas Hernandez
Right
when
now,
Bayern
yeah.
signed him?
One Bayern signed him?
Yeah.
No. Okay, yeah. I think that's
80 million for Esteban Cambiaso.
I think his name's Andrea.
who's that?
Like, you're talking about the Inter player? That retired? The
Oh yeah, that's
Argentine?
the Cambiaso.
Come on, man. Be realistic. No one's paying 80 million for
Okay.
that bum.
I guess we'll see then. That bum.
You guys should put a bet on it.
You guys would love
80
Cambiaso.
million. That's Arthur money.
That's crazy.
Yeah, easily. Then we get like 40 for Douglas Luiz to another Prem team.
So then who are you buying with that money? Those funds?
I don't think we have to buy a midfielder, to be honest. Wing back, we put in a bid for Tail. The bid hasn't come out how much they put out, but I don't think it's that big of a bid.
How much would you say it is?
I think
50?
maybe like 30. I don't think it's that
For
big.
So
Teo
it's the same
Hernandez.
valuation as Vlahovic
Yeah.
and 50 million less than
Well,
Cambiaso.
you got like remember they're trying to get rid of him, and he's coming off a bad season like Vlahovic.
Yeah. So you think he's gonna get the same fee as Vlahovic?
Could be. Maybe I could see him going for like 40 to 45. Tail.
Yeah. I guess depends if there's competition for him as well, right? Okay, if anybody else wants him,
Yeah, Como.
Como would be sick.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Klopp going to Roma would be crazy.
What place are Roma in right now?
Fifth.
Fifth?
They're right behind you by 1 point or 2 points. No,
Do
1
they
point, 1
overtake
point.
you guys?
Huh?
Do they overtake you?
Depends on the last
No,
game of the
we
season.
play Venezia. They play Torino. So I think both those will be a win.
So they finished 5th. Can we see Klopp take them any higher than 5th?
They'll be Champions League spot next year if they have Klopp.
100%.
So who are they displacing?
Yeah, who's
Huh?
getting dropped from that top 4?
Oh, I think Atalanta.
Atalanta for sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No. Napoli.
Really?
Whoa.
Napoli out.
Oh, because Conte?
Conte's
So you're saying they're going to go from 1st likely to outside the top 4?
It's not like we didn't see it.
It happened
literally
last
saw it
season.
last year.
Yeah.
They were like what 8th last year. Didn't get any European football.
Yeah.
That's gonna be Napoli. They drop out of top 4.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see, man. A lot of moves still happening in the summer.
Yeah.
So a lot of football to talk about. But yeah, guys, let's wrap it up there. It's been a long time, right?
6 hours.
We've been recording. Guys, please make sure to follow, like, and subscribe. To the audio listeners, thanks for always tuning in. Guys, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. But as always, guys, you know who we are.
Way to culture, man.
Quick shout out to a random fan. Shout out to you, Reno. Know you're always tapping in.
Shout out.
Forza Juve, man.
Thanks, boys.
Reno Spolino.
We'll talk to you guys soon.
With
Ciao,
that,
ciao.
we out. Peace. Bye.